Hi, it's Kelly. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about normal aging versus not normal aging. Have you ever walked through the parking lot thinking, where in the heck did I park my car? And you walk through aisle after aisle searching for your car, which can be really annoying, but if it happens day after day, time after time, it can be a little bit concerning, and you might start to think, wow, am I losing it? What's going on here? I know I say that to myself all the time. I think, okay, I am losing it. But when I go back and sort of reset, I can typically recover from what I thought I had lost. So one of the other things I think to keep in mind is that when you're younger, you can hang on to a lot more things at the same time. That's called working memory. So you can maybe hold 10 things in working memory. As people age, the number of things that they can actually hold in working memory and focus on diminishes. And that's where that reset process happens, and you keep having to go back and retrace your steps and thinking, okay, what am I doing here? Why was I here? But in normal aging, we can typically recover from that. So let's talk a little bit about that. What is normal aging and what is not normal? So normal aging is, you walk out to the garage and then you get interrupted by the phone or the doorbell or a dog barking in my household anyway. And you think, why am I out here? What did I come out here for? And then all of a sudden I'll see the white cabinet, which is where I keep a lot of my canned goods. And it's like, oh yeah, I was gonna get canned tomatoes out of there. So it resets itself. That's a great example of just normal aging where you can recover from what you thought you might have lost. Not normal aging would be something like going out and not having any idea what you were out there for and walking back in and having to reset and not being able to recover that. Or taking something, a familiar object, like your car keys, and instead of putting them in the catch-all dish, you put them in the freezer. That's a little questionable. And then the next day, you're thinking, where are my car keys? I can't find them. And you try to retrace your steps and go through it all, have no idea where they are. And you might just be tired, you might be having a rough day, maybe you didn't get enough sleep last night, but if that happens on a regular basis, that's something that you might just want to check out. I'm not saying it's dementia, I'm not saying it's anything, but it may be something that you think, I haven't been to the doctor in a year and a half, maybe it's time for a workup. Typically, as we've talked about earlier, you're able to recover bits and pieces of information as you're prompted, so it kind of triggers your memory. There are also situations where you can't hold that much in working memory, so you receive a phone call or a letter or some action that you've agreed to, and then all of a sudden that's lost, completely gone. You have no recollection of it whatsoever. And when your husband says, hey, how come you're not dressed? We're supposed to meet the kids for lunch. And you're like, no one told me we were meeting the kids for lunch. Well, yeah, we talked about it yesterday. We talked about it again this morning. And you're thinking, I have no idea what you're talking about. That's something you really need to be concerned about. And I think it's really hard on the person who's feeling that way, because in their mind, it's like, I've never heard this information before. And they get defensive. And they think, I'm not stupid. Why are you talking to me this way? That's when what I would call your natural support system can really make a difference in helping somebody get through this and identify what's wrong. It may not be dementia. Who knows what it is, but getting a workup is something that you owe yourself. So I hope this helps. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.